Here are 3 key takeaways from the 2024 Battery Energy Storage Year in Review. Number 1. 2-hour systems dominated build-out. 1 gigawatt of new build battery capacity became commercially operational in 2024, taking total capacity in Great Britain to 4.7 gigawatts. This new capacity is lower than the record-breaking levels seen in 2023, but a higher proportion came from batteries with longer durations. 67% of the total rated power came from batteries with a duration of 2 hours, compared to 46% in 2023. Number 2. Revenues were highly linked to wind generation. With frequency response services saturated, batteries were utilized more in wholesale trading and the balancing mechanism. This chart shows the average monthly revenues from batteries in Great Britain according to the Modo Energy GB Best Index. January and February marked record lows for battery revenues. For the first time, the balancing mechanism overtook frequency response revenues, and the capacity market represented a third of all revenues. This followed a winter with low price volatility in the wholesale market, meaning low price spreads for batteries to trade on. However, by April, revenues had increased by 57%. High wind generation in the first half of the month caused day-ahead power prices to fall during periods of low demand. This led to negative power prices and therefore greater spreads. From this point forward, a clear trend between revenues and wind generation was seen. As shown in this chart, revenues rose and fell with wind generation. In December, the trend reversed and low wind generation began to drive revenues as a result of high day-ahead power prices. In fact, daily revenues reached their highest levels in 2 years on the 12th of December.
Number 3. New services and system updates were introduced in the balancing mechanism.
In March, the National Energy System Operator, NESO, introduced the new Balancing Reserve service to secure firm reserve in advance for the balancing mechanism. However, with low procurement targets, batteries competed with gas peakers to provide the service. In November, NESO also introduced Quick Reserve, a service similar to Balancing Reserve, except units here must provide fast response times, making it highly suited for batteries. Overall, reserve services provided 4% of battery revenues in 2024. The balancing mechanism became a key revenue driver, growing from 19% of revenues in January to 25% in December. Batteries saw higher dispatch volumes and higher dispatch rates, supported by NESO's updates to systems including bulk dispatch and the switch to the 30-minute rule. As a result, throughout the year, operators earned revenues through a combination of wholesale trading, balancing mechanism dispatches, and frequency response services, with new strategies taking over the top performers. To find out more about the new batteries, owners, and operators that began commercial operations in 2024, as well as more detail on operational strategies and market updates, and an insight into what's in store for 2025, head to the full article on the Modo platform. That's it for now. Thanks for watching.